all, Shardvixen here, and today is Sunday, January 28th. It's a rambling one-on-one video. That means I just talk about whatever's on my mind. And boy, there's all kinds of crap on my mind, so it'll be kind of a weird video. First of all, a couple months ago, my son broke his laptop. Laptop's what I use to record my videos for my gameplay. I use my tablet, which is a little crooked, so it's I use my tablet for vlogs. I used to use my tablet to record my videos. Then I got a game capture. Funny enough, the game capture wouldn't run on my computer because my computer doesn't have a video card, I'm thinking. And the motherboard's like as old as I am, probably. It's not. I'm joking. For computers, it probably is. So I don't be able to pre-record any of my older gaming videos I do, the Fallout, the Prince of Persia, Dragon Age, for a little bit. I'll figure out something. I always do. I'm going to try taking it apart and see if I can reconnect the battery to the plug-in, because that's, I think, what's the problem. The question is whether I take it in and have somebody do it for me, which is going to probably cost me about $200 or so, or if I try to do it myself. If I do it myself and I muck it up, I'm not out $200 per se, but then I have to decide what I'm going to do for that. Like, my plan was to start building my own computer. Ivy Mike from the Geknip Gang was going to help me make suggestions of things and price them out on his free time. So the thing becomes is I have to kind of weigh things. What do I want to do? So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. It's kind of depressing. This is how my life is. These really big bouts of like weird stuff that I can't fix right away because I don't have an income. Not having an income is really problematic sometimes because you can't fix things. And I can only do recycling stuff for so long. I have the itchies really bad today. I've been scratching my hand a lot because I have it. My whole body's like high wire. Part of that is the caffeine I've been drinking. I go through these bouts where I drink caffeine and I shouldn't drink caffeine because I have a love affair with caffeine since I've been like, I don't know, 15, 16 years. No, it was earlier than that. I wasn't allowed to have soda, and I would collect bottles and sneak down to the little corner store we had down the street from us, turn in my bottles and get a soda and drink it before I went home because I'd get in trouble for drinking it. And I've had some gluten too, bits and pieces here and there. I miss bagels, so I had a bagel this morning. My son surprised me and made me breakfast in bed. So I'm scratching. I haven't done that in a while, and it's because I'm not taking care of myself that way. I'll get back on track. I always do. It's a weird love affair with food and soda. Anyway, so it feels really good to just take my nails and go down my skin because it really itches. And my face is all broken out, as we've said before. I got an itch on my back I can't get. That's that sound on my skin. Sorry. It's probably disgusting. So that, I woke up to that this morning. I have plans of rearranging my whole kitchen area, crafting area, so I can start making puppets. Some thoughts that are on my mind for rambling besides the fact that I no longer have a way to record my gameplay, which I enjoy playing, but I save, pieces of it. Now I can't even record it. I have enough for 2 weeks, I think. I have a couple more Fallouts left. One Dragon Age and one Mass Effect. I don't have any of the other stuff. No, I think some Oblivion. So I'll upload those one at a time and see what happens from that. I can't run the game capture on my computer because it won't do it. So let's see. Some thoughts I've had lately. Well, I've been thinking about beauty a lot lately. How people treat you. like, based on your gender. I'm thinking about that a lot. Because the older I get, the more it seems like people treat me differently because of my gender. More so now, as an older woman, than when I was a younger woman. Which doesn't really quite make sense, because when I was younger, women had, there was a defined gender roles. Now the gender roles are a little looser in some places, but more severe, because people are losing their other gender identity stuff. What else? My love affair with sodas. I've been thinking about that a lot. I do every time I start drinking caffeine again. I think about my love affair with sodas. I was brought up in a household where eating was interesting. Caused a lot of eating issues for me. I really want to get some ball rolling going with my writing again. Trying to get my life back on track. I have cut down most of the meds. The pain level is really high. The old fibromyalgia, I call it old, but 6 months ago when I started, 2 months ago when I started taking the nortriptyline, it took away the severe pain that's in my hip that goes, I feel like, like somebody's taking a hot iron, sharp-edged knife, sticking it into my leg and dragging it down my leg. That's pain there. Lower back pain, my shoulder pain. All that is really high lately. Itchy, scratchies are really high lately. That's also a fibromyalgia thing, along with my body reacting to the garbage I'm eating, which isn't really garbage. It's just gluten, 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 gluten. We love it so much. All right, enough of that. What? I don't know. So, the nortriptyline, taking the nortriptyline out of my meds, really helped with clearing my mind a bit. And then my bout with caffeine clears it up even more. Then I'll quit the caffeine. My brain will slow down a little bit. Well, eventually it'll slow down by itself. I can only drink caffeine for so long, and then it starts putting me to sleep. And it kind of defeats its purpose, so then I have to break it. My problem is that I'm obsessive in some ways. So I drink a lot of caffeine, and then that's all I drink. I just drink caffeine. My body keeps craving it and craving it and craving it. I know I've got the wiggles today, and I apologize. It's a very wiggly kind of day. There's a lot of things that I observe, but I have to be careful because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Because people don't, let's talk about that. People don't, can't take honesty. They say, be honest with me. Me too. Be honest with me. And then you're honest, and inadvertently you hurt their feelings. You don't mean to. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. And so then their feelings get hurt. And people want to understand, but their feelings are hurt, so it makes it harder for them to communicate. And then also things that you carry. I'm a firm believer that things you carry from your past, whether you acknowledge that you carry them or not. I think that when we talk about our interactions with human beings, we carry a lot of baggage with us. An example would be for me is that as a child, no one really listened to what I had to say. So as an adult, as a young adult, and even as an old adult, I'm not as bad now, but as a young adult, I wanted to be heard all the time. I was always very in people's faces, very loud, very this is the way it is. You gotta listen to me. And when they didn't listen to me, it made me feel like I did when I was a kid. So then that resentment and anger comes back. So when we talk about our communications and how we communicate with people, we've kind of got this weird layer going on. We're not objective. We're not yes, dear, please tell me the truth about what I'm wearing. And the person's like, I can't tell her the truth because if I say she looks like a fat cow, in that polka dotted suit, she's going to be mad at me. Even if he said it nicely. I mean, I dated a guy that never said anything nice. If he didn't like it, he just flat out told you. and you had to kind of roll with it. You had to decide if you thought he was being honest or if he was being brutally mean and honest. Because you can be honest and be mean about it. So one of the things I did want to talk about, I remember now, is my pet peeve. One of my pet peeves, and I did do a pet peeve before, but I didn't think this was worthy of 20 minutes of rambling, is fake niceness. I don't like people pretending to be nice to me because I have a hard time gauging that. I am not fake niceness to people. If I can't be nice to somebody, if there's a reason that I don't like that person, I delve into me, not them, and figure it out. I have met people I don't like in life. I have gone the exact opposite way with that. Like, I have dated people I didn't like to give them, a chance. Because sometimes abrasive personalities means you're more like. Abrasive personalities could be hiding something, of course. Abrasive personalities are just rough around their edges and don't quite understand how to communicate well. So I try to step outside of my own comfort zone and hang out with people that maybe I wouldn't have hanged out with. Now it's like first nature for me. I just don't. I listen to my inners to say I don't like this person, but I give that person a chance to live up to what it is I don't like them. I think that I do it. Sorry, got a scratch. I think I do it mostly because people do that to me. They assume I'm one way, or they treat me one way, or whatever. And we never get to a point where, unless I work extra hard at it, we never get to a point, sorry, of being able to communicate. If I work really, really hard at it, though, to people who are kind of standoffish to me, usually we become friends to a degree. So I don't like people who are... I would rather have you say I don't like you. And I'll be like, okay, why? Don't you like me? Maybe we can work on that. Human beings are attracted and not unattracted to people for all kinds of various reasons. Social psychology says there's a lot of pheromones that are in that, which, if you don't know what pheromones are, they are a chemical mixture of you that is released in the air and is only picked up in a kind of a subconscious way. So you could be standing in an elevator with a bunch of people, and there's some people you'd want to be closer with and other people you wouldn't want to be closer with based on this pheromone concept. Everything has pheromones. It's a unconscious scent. Dogs carry it in the there's little glands by their behind, where their little butthole is. There's these glands, and that's why dogs sniff back there, because those glands are like their fingerprints, like their card ID. Here I am. I'm Rover, and I live down the street, and I live with people that eat a lot of hamburger and garlic. I tend to have problems peeing, and I eat grass. So, I'm just being silly now. Humans kind of have the same thing. It's not by our butthole as far as I know, but more in the overall secretion in our sweat, in our hair, in our breath, things like that. And then you add that pheromone to your body language, and people can become very standoffish to you, or want to be closer to you. So think about, have you ever met somebody that, for no first impression reason, you wanted to get to know or you wanted to stay away from? Then what happens is our idea of beauty kicks in, or ugliness, or danger zone, or this person be nice to cuddle up to. All of that is how we decide who we want to put into our circles. Now, I read some research a couple months ago, I'd say about 6 months ago, social psychology research, that stated that people are more apt to pick out friends that are like their cousins. Which is interesting to me, because what if you're the oldest of a bunch of cousins? It's not like you're going to really pick out cousins. But what it really meant was that more of a DNA cousins. So you were more apt to pick out friends that were closer to your DNA. I got a kitty sneaking up on my camera here. Big fat Kit Kat. So, and she go rub on it. No, 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 Serenity. Let's see if I can do something here. Serenity, where are you? I don't know if I can. She's not, I can't. I was going to turn it around so you could see the big fat kitty cat. I might be able to. Kitty. Kitty, kitty, Serenity. Serenity. Kitty, kitty. Oh, there she is. Oh, oh. She has Siamese eyes. Serenity does. Sorry, my nose. Anyway, so if we're surrounding us with the DNA, the pheromones that fit in our little family unit, that explains a lot. One of the other things that was going on in my mind is that a lot of people are extremely impressed that I have 2 master's degrees. I think that's something we need to talk about, because where it is a lot of work to get master's degrees. But really what a master's degree to me means, I mean, and it's a hindsight thing, is that I paid big money, none that I owned, so I had to borrow it, to get a piece of paper that says I know all the big words now. I know what that means. I have fine detail, fine experience in the field that I decided to become part of, which is psychology. And I didn't want to be a psychologist. I did not want to be a psychiatrist. I didn't even want to be a therapist, to be to boot. I wanted to be a behavioral analysis. I wanted to work in behavior. And where I lived, they didn't offer that degree. So I went to educational counseling to become a counselor, because that would let me work with kids in school. And then I realized that would not let me work with kids outside the school. So I got a clinical psychology. I also knew, when I'm speaking about psychology and pheromones and social psychology, that my chances of being hired, even though I carried, at the time, 15 years experience with working with people, that I was probably not going to ever be hired in my field. At least not where I was living. And I already knew that, and I moved. But that didn't help me, because I had to start over. Education experience is based on ladders, really. Who you know, what you know, and how you know it. Degrees are used as a way to filter people out, but I've had people get a job that I knew they didn't have a degree, and they got the job that I applied for that required a degree. So it comes down to this. If you have all the right stuff and the people like you, you'll probably get a job. If you have the social psychology issue that I have, where people don't really like you when they meet you, then it's harder to get a job. I've always had a hard time getting a job. That's true, it's true. So I am no better, no worse than anyone else, because I have. That's what I've been rambling on lately, those kind of things. And also, if you traveled through a black hole, where exactly would you end up at? And if this is a simulation, who's the puppet master? Alright, so that's it. Catch y'all on the flip side. I'm out of here.